The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Trudging on a Wednesday. It's Tuesday. Oh, I could have just used Trudging Tuesday. There, you probably hear me better now. All right, you probably hear me better. I'm so tired of leaving the house. I wish my wife would get home. 2.5 weeks now. Oh well. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a person that really misses people. And but right now I do miss my wife. So hi Michelle. Thanks for all your help, Michelle. I appreciate it. You know, so sometimes I put our stuff in the grassroots chat and nobody really answers, and it makes me feel like I have to make the decision, and that's okay too. We're just trying to figure out this seventh tradition, so I'm going to get that off our plate this week, though. And then Venmo was not taking I was trying to send our central office money, and Venmo wasn't working. Now my Facebook is acting weird. Check this out. I'm going to show it to you. And it's not happening on my phone. Like here, we'll go to the top or whatever. All right. So come on, catch up. What the hell's going on here? There we go. Oh, well, I can comment. Now watch, look, I'm going to go to comment. It will not let me comment. It will not let me comment. It does not matter where I go. Comment. No comment. But I can reply. I can do everything else. I don't know what's going on with it. I really don't. I'm like, did I do something wrong again? But if I go to my phone, all right, let's go to my phone here. Go Facebook. Let's go to the first one here. See, it'll let me comment. I don't know if it's probably gonna be too bright. Yeah, you can't see it. It's getting there. See, it'll let me comment. So it's just on my computer. Weird, huh? Odd. It's like try logging out, logging in, clear your cache. I did all that. And it didn't help. So I just think something might be going on with Facebook for that side. I can't find anything online like in Reddit or anything. So, but if that's going to be my problem today, I guess I'll take it. So my hair is getting long enough to where when I wake up, I have bedhead now. Yeah, morning, yeah. So I'd say something. I don't know why it's popping in my mind, but I was setting a time with, and I'm not going to mention who it was because it doesn't really matter. But we're setting some times to me. It happened to you. It happened to somebody else you knew too, Michelle. Okay, all right. You know how it is. I'm an alcoholic. When something goes wrong, I just kind of figured I did something wrong. There's a good chance. But anyway, so we were setting a time to meet, and she had picked one at 8:30 in the morning. And I wrote her back. I'm like, can we need to do a different time? I'm usually getting up at 8:30. And I put LOL, but she wrote back and said, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this because I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and ask it. She wrote back and she's like, I remember when I used to get up at 8:30 in the morning. I'm a little jealous. All right. I go to bed at 10. You figure that out. I usually sleep 10 to 11 hours every night. And it is because of my nightmares. Don't assume. Never. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to. I might. Nah. But she did need to change it because of Veterans Day. Veterans Day was yesterday. And thank you to everybody that any service that you've done. Thank you very much. And I am going to give her crap about that because she's new. She took Veterans Day off. Detox doesn't close. I haven't met her yet, but I will be giving her crap about that. What I'm gonna be like, why were you not there on Veterans Day? You're new. You already have. You're already taking time. See, there's a certain level of responsibility when it comes to detox. Holidays don't mean shit. Okay. All right. Thanksgiving means it's Thursday. That's all it means. Welcome, Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. I'm your host for today. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Good to have her. Oh, Veterans Day is today. Oh, that's why she wanted to wait. Yeah, why does my mind always think that's on a Monday? So thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. All right. Because I was thanking people yesterday. That's why I did the whole service thing. That freedom isn't, there's a cost to your freedom. That's funny. Well, happy Veterans Day today. I celebrated it yesterday too, so why not? 2 days in a row. Thank you for telling me that. Give me a random reading from the big book. ChatGPT should know me well enough. It should be able to do that for me. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me, baby. And so far. All right. It wants me to do page 86. It even knew. I'm gonna see. In fact, let's share this with you because if you can utilize tools like this, then go for it, right? See, so I put it in there. Here's a random reading, chose it from page 86 into action. It's one of those powerful sections that grounds us in daily recovery. Simple, but never easy. See? Now, it's learned from me because I keep feeding it stuff. And see, it's already got, would you like me to pull up another one? And it gives me all this stuff. On awakening, let's think about 24. So see, this is a tool that we can use to find things, stop your sharing, and stuff like that, right? What page should it give us? 86. Oops, got to scroll down. Scrolling. So we're going to go to page 86 in the big book. When we retire at night, we constructively review our day. Were we resentful, selfish, dishonest, or afraid? Do we owe an apology? Have we kept something to ourselves which should be discussed with another person at once? Were we kind and loving toward all? These are great questions to ask yourself. What could have I done? What could we have done better? Okay, now I'm going to go back a little bit and kind of reread these, right? So, because I take care of things as they come along. My intuition knows if I need to take care of something. Oh, it knows. If I need to call somebody, I will call somebody. If I can do nothing about it right now, it's going to be a let go, let God situation until I can do something about it. All right. But I take care of these things as they come up. But I'm in a position to do that. Maybe you're at work. You don't have, so at the end of the night, however, but there does need to be a review of the day. Okay. So, like, what could have we done better? That's a really good one. Now, you may have even had a great day, and maybe nothing went wrong that day. There's going to be plenty of days where you don't owe an amends to somebody. It's going to take a little while. It could be a little while before you go through a day where you don't get at least a little angry about something. All right. Anger was the topic in the meeting last night, and I referred to the Hulk in Avengers, right? And Tony Stark, Iron Man, is like he keeps trying to piss off Bruce Banner to make him the Hulk by like poking him with stuff or throwing something weird his way or whatever. Just he's poking the bear as much as he can. And he says, what and he says to Bruce, he's like, what is your secret to not getting mad? And Bruce says, the secret is I am mad all the time. And I understood that. I understood that. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. I saw that 441. I'll keep an eye out for you then. I'll keep an eye out for you. So what could we have done better? Were we thinking of ourselves most of the time? Well, yes, you were, because that's what we do. Or were we thinking of what we could do for others, of what we could pack into the stream of life? But we must be careful not to drift into worry, remorse, or morbid reflection, for that would diminish our usefulness to others. So what does that mean? The coulda, woulda, shouldas. No, we don't do those. We don't do the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Or at least we try not to, right? Because if I go into morbid reflection, then I'm living in the past. Well, I should have. You ever had somebody kind of get one over on you in a battle of the wits, and about 2 hours later you came up with the line that you needed, but it was just too late? Yeah, that's a shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah. I should have done this. I could have done this, or I would have done this. If we are thinking into the future, maybe we're starting to, okay, I need to go have the conversation with this person. Maybe it's a confrontation, and what you do is you start having the conversation in your head on how it should go. This is called a what if. And we don't do those either. Why is that? Because we need to live in the moment. I'll give you, it doesn't quite fit, but it goes along with it. Have you ever told your story? Okay. The first time, and you may even do it now, you probably wrote down what you were going to say, made little bullet points, things like that. And yeah, you never looked at the paper. Because when you wrote that, it wasn't in the moment. It was in the moment of that moment, but it wasn't in the moment of everybody standing in front of you going, okay, we're going to listen to you talk for the next 30 minutes. It's all you. You might review some of your notes, but you're going to totally forget everything that you thought you were going to say. Happens to me often, right? So I do broad strokes when like this Sunday, I'm doing the lead for desert sand recovery. All right. I'll make sure you guys have an invite. And I have to tell part of my story. Well, my story cannot be told in 20 minutes. I could probably get to about 10 years old in 20 minutes. So I'll theme it. I'm going to pick a theme. Last time I did it was around gratitude. I put it around gratitude, and I told my story in a way that it led to that, right? So, all right. But we're reviewing our days here. After we're making our review, we ask God's forgiveness and inquire what corrective measures should be taken. See, I can't sit on that all day. I do it right then and there. If I need to do it, I take care of it. Because I don't want to forget either. I might do that, especially if I get into the part of my day where I'm decompressing. And that's actually what I'm doing when I'm decompressing. Because I've been going to therapy and repeating this stuff so long, my brain just kind of does it. Right? And what I'm looking for is solutions to these things. Okay, well, my frontal cortex, it doesn't do that. It's your subconscious that actually takes care of. That's why your dreams are probably kind of weird. That's why notice when you're going through something tough, you usually end up having a drunk dream. Right? It's just your brain trying to process, and it's giving you a solution. It's giving you a solution. It's just not the one that you want anymore, so it scares you, which is good, right? Would you rather wake up in the morning from a drunk dream to realize that you hadn't drank, or would you like to not dream all day to wake up in the morning hungover because you did drink? one do you want? Right? Because see, I never woke up in the morning wishing I had drank the night before. Never happened to me. Never happened. On awakening, let us think about the 24 hours ahead. Right? You can plan the plan, but you can't plan the result. So remember that. You can plan the plan, but you can't plan the result. That is the adventure of life. Okay. When I used to run live action role play, okay, when and I let's say I had 10 people that paid for this weekend. Well, I'm going to have to come up with a storyline for these 10 people because they're paying me, right? I miss doing that kind of. It was a fucking riot. Okay. Now, thankfully, it's the AA helped me do this. Okay. If you don't know what live action role play is remember 20 years ago, people used to go to the park and we'd be in costume, we'd be beating each other up with swords, and people would always be, yeah, I got made fun of a lot. Now cosplay is cool. You're welcome, by the way. See, we geeks and nerds, we took a lot of fucking flack. We took a lot of flack. But not only that, but these people are very intelligent. They're usually geeks and nerds, right? So you have what's called linear, which means certain things happen in an order. You ever play a video game and you got to go here, then there, then there, then there? Or you can have what's called non-linear, where you're just like, go explore the world. Let's see what happens. Oh, you ran across the dragon. You're towards the end. You're not high enough level. You're going to die. So anyway, that gives you kind of an idea. So we did things on a linear way. But the thing is, I have no control over what these people are going to say or what they are going to do. So that means that I could plan the plan, but I couldn't plan the result because it would change. It never turned out the way that I saw it in my head. So I had to be very, very flexible when it came to the storyline. But the ending still needed to happen a certain way. There you go. You plan the plan, but not the result. We consider our plans for the day. Before we begin, we ask God to direct our thinking, especially asking it be divorced from self pity, dishonest, or self seeking motives. Under these conditions, we can employ our mental faculties with assurance. For after all, God gave us brains to use. Our thought life will be placed on a much higher plane when our thinking is cleared of wrong motives. Right? So, what does that mean? Well, what I do is I pray in the morning. It's one of the first things that I do. Coffee, bathroom, prayer. Coffee, bathroom, prayer. Coffee, bathroom, prayer. So every morning, that's what I do. Okay. And in that, I say the serenity prayer. I ask God to keep me sober that day. I pray for the people in my life that I care about. Then I pray for the people I'm currently angry at. And then I do the third step prayer. So that way I've covered everything. I've asked God before I come on here, God, give me the right words. Before I speak in a meeting, God, give me the right words. I'm always asking God for direction. Okay, God, that part is this is done. What do you want done next? And sometimes the answer is, I ain't got nothing for you right now. You have free time on your hands. Okay. But then I get to do what it is that I want. But it's still in line with God. Oh, yeah, okay, you're doing this, but I kind of need you over here now. All right, let's go on over there. All right. I was just talking with my therapist, and Medicaid is changing a lot of the rules when it comes to therapy. So they're making us do this and do that, and so we prepared a little bit for it. We're going to cover our ass. So we did a little bit more to make sure. I really, really appreciate my therapist. I really do. Not the fact that she's just my therapist, but she's a cool shit, man. She is really cool, right? So we're trying to clear our head of wrong motives. Okay? In thinking about our day, we may face indecision. We may not be able to determine which course to take. Here we ask God for inspiration and intuitive thought or decision. We relax and take it easy. All right. We don't struggle. I wish they would have just put we don't struggle, because to an alcoholic, we relax and take it easy. That's a little too close to resting on our laurels. That means go about your day. It doesn't mean go sit on the couch and Netflix binge, because you ain't going to get your answer there. You're going. I found the best way to answer anything going on with me is by helping somebody else. I almost always get my answer when I do it, because the answer was the same as it was, because it turns out that whoever I'm helping, the answer is the same to my problem. I hear people all the time, I'm trying to solve this, I'm trying, and I don't hear people saying, you know, I was going through some stuff and I decided that I was just going to go help somebody else instead. I'm telling you, it's the one way to go. It should be your first thought. What can I do to help someone else? How can I make a world a better place? It'll change everything for you. It'll put you in a better mood. You'll have some serenity. You'll have some peace. And gosh, I'm going to tell you, it's a beautiful place to be. I'm not always there myself, but I'm there more than I used to be. So um, we are often surprised how the right answers come after we have tried this for a while. What used to be the hunch or the occasional inspiration gradually becomes a working part of the mind. Yep. Practice makes perfect. I'm stirring the pot with that one. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. I just know that alcoholics have a hard. I had a hard time with that word too. Okay, does practice does practice make it perfect? Maybe for the moment, right? But yeah, the more I have found that the more I do it, the more it's just a part of my everyday life. I don't even think about these pages. I just do it because I practice it that much. Am I perfect? No, but I'm certainly much better at it than I was. Being still in experience and having just made a conscious contact with God, it is not probable that we are going to be inspired at all times. No. And people that are scare me. People that are inspired all the time, I don't want to say it, so I'm not going to. Okay? I'm not inspired all the time. I don't know that I would want to be, because I get excited and stuff when that happens, and it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy, right? When I come on here and I preach and stuff, it takes a lot of energy out of me, right? So we might pay for this presumption in all sorts of absurd actions and ideas. Nevertheless, we will find that our thinking will, as time passes, be more and more on the plane of inspiration. We come to rely upon it, right? When you're going through a problem, right, and you get to the solution, do yourself a favor when that's over and ask yourself, okay, what could I have done better? And why are we asking this? Because we're these kinds of people. Let's say somebody does you wrong, okay? And you decide that you're going to confront them, but you've made the decision that you aren't confronting them because you need to get it off your own chest, because you can practice forgiveness, but you're doing it so that it doesn't happen to the next person. Or maybe you did something and you need to take a look at it. And you made the decision that we want to change that because we don't want to do it to the next person that might trigger that. Right? All right. I just went through it and I figured out I figured out a few things and how I could handle that situation better. I'm not going to go into the situation. Okay. But I noticed this person was angry way before stuff happened. And I kind of feel like maybe if I could have been a better friend and asked them weeks before what was going on, that we might have avoided a lot of unnecessary drama. So I made that decision so it doesn't happen to the next person. So see, it works both ways. Sometimes it's me and I need to figure out where, because there was something in there that I probably did wrong or did incorrect. It doesn't mean I am wrong, right? Because we're talking about the 10th step here. Right? And the 10th step is where we become recovered alcoholics. Now, let me explain recovered real quick, because you might hear people say it in meetings and stuff. A lot of people here already know. Recovered just means I get to use my brain again. It means I'm no longer insane. Okay? Now, according to AA, I'm not insane, but according to the government and mental health, I am. Let them think it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay? They need to think that so I can get my, you know. And there's a lot of things that stand in my way. Anyway, we usually conclude the period of meditation with a prayer that we be shown all through the day what our next step is to be, that we be given whatever we need to take care of such problems. Now, I do that a little differently. I go live. Usually the next thing after my prayer, I still need to wake up for a little bit, 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. But usually the next thing I do, my next action is the live. Otherwise, I'm watching funny reels on Instagram, like Golden Girls, Big Bang Theory, things like that. That's usually what I'm watching. So this part is my meditation, because when I come here, I ask God to speak through me. I'm here physically, but on a spiritual level, I'm not quite here. I let God do it, right? We be given whatever need to take care of such problems. We ask especially for freedom from self-will and are careful to make no requests for ourselves. Okay. Now, I ask for things for myself. Absolutely, I do. Okay. But it used to be, God, get me out of this situation. I won't do it again. That I don't do. God, I need money. Yeah. See, that stuff just doesn't work. God, I really would like it if the Broncos won the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. See, God doesn't do money in football. Okay. But I can ask to God, can you remove my character of defect so I can be of better use? Anything that's going to be make me more useful to God is certainly acceptable. I ask God to keep me sober each day. He did that, right? He took care of that. And I still ask every morning. And he does it for me. Why? Because he knows that if I am sober, I am much better at living this life. I'm a much better person. God saved me from being angry. Thy will, mine be done. I use it all the time. Is it selfish? It's selfish in the fact that I need to be in the sunlight of the spirit so that I can be of maximum service to God and the people around me. But because before I was the complete opposite. So, all right. We may ask ourselves, however, if others will be helped. We are careful never to pray for our own selfish ends. Many of us have wasted a lot of time doing that, and it doesn't work. You can easily see why. If circumstances warrant, we ask our wives or friends to join us in morning meditation. If we belong to a religious denomination which requires a definite morning devotion, we attend to that also. If not members of religious bodies, we sometimes select and memorize a few set prayers which emphasize the principles we have discussing. Yep, I use the Serene prayer, third step prayer a lot. Then there's this. Then there's the 7th-step prayer. There's the 11th-step prayer. There's a lot of really good prayers in the program that seem to work. Now, if those prayers, maybe they're too religion-y for you, and that's fine, then change them. You're allowed to do that as long as it fits the theme. All right. Amber said, please let the Chiefs win the Super Bowl so I can be so I can be of service. I screwed that all up. So this is Amber talking to God. God, please let the Chiefs win the Super Bowl so I can be of service to others. Because if we lose, I'm going to hate them. All right. There are many helpful books. Also, suggestions about these may be obtained from one's priest, minister, or rabbi. Be quick to see where religious people are right. Make use of what they offer. It took me a little while, but I do that now. I look to see where religious people are correct. In fact, I have got, a really close friend of mine who's a pastor, and we talk about God often. And it's weird because I will say something and she'll pull something right out of the Bible. She's like, "You remind me of Job. I'm like, I don't know who these people are. What do you mean by that? You know, your sacrificial spirit, the way you look at things. Right? That's just like, you know, I don't go after the people that really have it going on in life. The people that I seem to attract are the broken people. You, if you're just finding me, you're probably broken somehow. You have a spiritual malady. Those are the people I hang out with. They have a lot to contribute to life. And if I can help them find their path, then they're going to help even more people. And if I even get to be a part of it, that is worth it to me. Just even a little part, right? As we go through the day, we pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought or action. Just pause and do it. You don't have to be agitated or doubtful to do it. What's wrong with getting a green light and saying thank you, God? What's wrong with getting a red light and saying thank you, God? Thank God often for everything. For everything. And I tell you, you'll have the right thought or action, right? And ask for the right thought or action. What are they talking about here? They're talking about starting your day over. And you can do it anytime you want. Even if we go back to 86 here, when we retire at night, even if you want to restart your day right before you go to sleep, before you go to bed, absolutely you can. You can start it over any time of the day that you want. Okay? We constantly remind ourselves we are no longer running the show. Humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, thy will be done. We are then in much less danger of excitement. Excitement. It's been a while since I've kind of talked about excitement. Let's cover that real quick. Excitement can be dangerous for an alcoholic. Because there's something about us alcoholics. This person died. I'm gonna get through it. Lost my job. I'm gonna stay sober. I'm gonna get through this hard time. Maybe my wife left me. I'm gonna stick this through. But the moment I get a raise, the moment I'm promoted, or something good comes along, all bets are off the table. I relapse more times because of excitement than because of fear, anger, worry, self-pity, or foolish decisions. Yeah. Yep. So this is the way I say it. Any emotion overdone by an alcoholic is bad news. We have got to find balance in this world. Right? We become much more efficient. We do not tire so easily. Yeah. Notice when you're angry, it wears you out quick, doesn't it? By 7, 8 o'clock, you're beat. You're beat because your brain can wear you out physically. Right? So when I used to install phone systems, right? And I had to do a lot of thinking for that, but I knew it, so I didn't really have to think too much. All right, I go drinking till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, get up in the morning, go to work, and I was fine. Maybe a little bit hangover, and go to work, come home, do it again, do it again. But when I got into sales and tried to do that, nope, because I had to use my brain all day, all day. And by the time I got home, I was beat. Right. So we do not tire so easily, for we are not burning up energy foolishly as we did when we were trying to arrange life to suit ourselves. It works. It really does. We alcoholics are undisciplined. So we let God discipline us in this simple way we have just outlined. Okay? And in this case, it isn't a discipline. You got to stand in the corner, you're grounded. No, the discipline here is just doing what is asked of us. God's going to put things in your path, and you're going to make a choice whether it's none of your business or it is your business. All right. The other day, I've talked about this a few times, right? And this is a great example. I had to help somebody get into a wheelchair. They were in front of Kaiser and stuff. Now, I could have just walked on by. I would have felt guilty for hours because I didn't do anything. God did that on purpose. Was he testing me? No, he was not testing me. He was providing me with an opportunity to help his children. God needed my help at that point, and I said yes. So when you get that intuition, don't second guess. Go over there, fucking help. Do it. Or you're going to feel guilty that you didn't. All right. But that is not all. There is action and more action. There's always more action, just say. The action doesn't stop. Faith without works is dead. The next chapter is entirely devoted to step 12. That's how important step 12 is. It got its own darn chapter. Step 12 even has a place on our coin. It is very important. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see some of you in about 34 minutes. The rest, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you all. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on trudging.